Hey, it's Quincy. I'm bored. It's actually storming right now, so I'm gonna try to get this done before hopefully the power keeps us going. So this one's done. But today we're doing another Chopin piece, Piano Sonata number 2 in B minor, Opus 35. It's performed by Martha Ardrich. Um, I don't know much about her. I think she's Argentinian, I believe. I definitely should probably watch. We'll see. We'll see. I'll figure that out. Um, like learning more information. But yeah, very excited to hear this one. If you have any recommendations on maybe others who perform this piece or just other Chopin pieces in general for me to check out, let me know in the comments and I'll get to them when I can. And I believe the Prince reaction should either be out today on Patreon or hopefully I can get it uploaded onto the channel. We'll see because I know a lot of people have been waiting for that as well. Um, so yeah, let's get into it and let's see. This is the first movement, grave. Oh. Pretty aggressive. like how frantic it sounds a little bit. Hmm. There's like a darkness to it a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I think it's giving space for me to pause and it doesn't feel like I'm impeding too much. So I'll give my thoughts on that first movement and then we'll get on to the next one. Um, she played with this tone and overall feel that gave a sense of urgency. I feel like she played a little aggressive, like almost frantic. I think I said that even in the middle of like a brief part past the like introduction uh and like the introductory like I guess piece of the movement. And I don't know, it was like the notes were driving forward in a really like fierce and like almost unforgiving way. Um, in terms of like an emotional sense that I got from it, it felt like very panicky and like almost like pacing, like it was pacing back and forth. And I got some dark undertones as well from like the sonic tones of everything, just how everything sounded and how it made me feel. Structurally, I feel like the dynamics were very dark and almost quiet but anxious at times. That's what like some of like the fractions of the of just how she played felt. Um, and I feel like there was some like razor sharp focus and attention to certain pieces the way she played as well, in like a more technical sense. Me not being super well versed, that's just how I hear it. Um, I assume like people will probably have thoughts that are more nuanced and like structural just because a lot of you have a lot more experience both playing these pieces and just having listened to a lot of it. You guys kind of know what to look for in a more technical sense. But yeah, that's what I'm getting from it in like simpler terms here. And I like how beautiful like some of like the slower bridge like middle sections were as well. It felt kind of combative with the melodies a little bit, but overall like the sonic texture of it was incredibly dense, I would say. At times overdriven a little bit. I feel like she packed a lot in there, pretty tight, and just overall just very aggressive style of play that I got here. There wasn't like a lot of room for, space there. If that makes sense. Yeah, overall I liked it. Felt very fast at points, but I think it made for a very interesting dynamic hearing it for the first time. So let's get to movement two. Scherzo più lento. Yeah, already just like quick. Yeah, like it's very unhinged, right? Yeah. Mm. Sounds almost dreamlike a little bit. Interesting contrast, yeah. It's going back to okay. Yeah, bass is picking up. Interesting. Okay. Like I like almost snaps back to these different sounds. It's actually really interesting. Okay, that was like actually quite brilliant for the concept, I feel like, and the form of it to the execution. Very interesting. Like I even said at the beginning, just before even the switch happened, it felt very unhinged, and then it completely went into like this sort of manic energy almost instrumentally. The way she was like racing through and then switching back between this like very I mean obviously controlled in like terms like form and technique, but like it sounds very uncontrolled, frantic, similar to the first movement, but it would like snap into this like dreamlike slower, I don't know if I want to say like hazy, but like way more volatile, or not volatile, I guess. mm, it's the best way to describe that, almost like ethereal in a sense. It's very dreamy, very it sounds romantic, and like beautiful in that, like in its own unique way in form, and like being slower, and then back to this more violent, rapid fire leaps and like cracks of the piano. um I don't know how to explain. Yeah, but the middle section, having like these quiet harmonies that are bleeding together in a really beautiful way, and then patterning that with something so quick and jagged and unpredictable was very interesting. Wasn't something I'd expect to hear today, to be honest. Um, but I feel like it goes to show just how um interesting forms of music can be, even in different, genres of music. I feel like people wouldn't expect that from classical music. Um, Especially having listened to a solid chunk of metal now, I feel like there's definitely similarities in some forms and functions of metal in comparison to classical music, just from what I've heard so far. Uh, this like definitely patterns a lot of motifs I see in a lot of metal songs. There'll be a lot of metal songs that have these slower like folk sections with like acoustic guitar, piano sometimes. Honestly, sometimes they may even have brass sections or even orchestras in the background. I mean, people, I don't know, they come up with very interesting ways of having like these very beautiful, almost unreal sections patterned with very quick and aggressive um, portions as well. Seeing that here with just the piano is very, to me, feels very unique. I feel like it might not be as unique to you guys. There may be other pieces that do the same. I think even some I've already listened to have done the same. But it's just really interesting to see something so unstable yet majestic at the same time. If I'm making any sense right now, I feel like I'm rambling a little bit. But yeah, this portion so far, I think I like this second movement more. Um, just really interesting, like ideas and pretty creative to play around with. Let's get to the next one. It's starting to rain heavy. I'm worried this is gonna cut out, and because I'm really enjoying this one so far. Okay, movement three. March Moonbray? Funebre? I have no idea how to pronounce that. My bad. This already sounds like really bleak, like almost morning in a sense. Hmm. Does that stand for like funeral march maybe? I'm not sure. It just sounds really dark and like sad, like melancholic. Hmm. What a soft section. Why does it sound like bittersweet almost? And then back to like the just full on grief again. Interesting. It sounds way heavier, you know? Hmm. There's so much weight behind that. Huh? I felt like overall there was like this feeling of like undeniable grief for that motif at the end that it repeated a couple times throughout. And then that I think the middle section was like a lot more beautiful in contrast. It felt almost like bittersweet a little bit and like softer generally, which I thought was interesting. But it does make sense for because funerals at the same time are like a celebration of one's life as well as mourning, which is very hard. It's very deeply emotional and human experience that all of us go through and experience at some point. Um, but yeah, I feel like there was like this sense of like peacefulness mixed in with like the grief and I guess inexplainable, hopelessness or sadness that one may feel in moments like that as well. So I think that was very interesting. I'm hoping I'm getting the idea of that title right, that it's a funeral march. I think that's what that translates to. I'm not sure. But yeah, so far, yeah, that one felt very deeply emotional to me. Like the slow marching theme of the whole thing, uh the really dramatic tones and like the weight of the piano itself, like I guess in the way she chose to play this. um I'm not sure if that's how it's meant to always be played, but it had like this really thick, dark and cloudy sound to it overall, and like this open sky, like hollowness in the middle as well. That I thought was just very interesting contrasts, but I feel like they meshed pretty well in overall form. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed that portion. I think we have one more for this. Yeah, finale. Movement 4. Oh, quite short. Wow. Okay. Ridiculously fast. That's crazy. Ooh, this is ridiculous. does it sound almost like supernatural a little bit? Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. I don't even know how to describe how that makes me feel. It was very uh like blindingly fast, like hyper uh I don't even I don't know how to explain that. That was crazy. Like almost non-percussive in terms of like the touch there with the piano tones. No really melody, I feel like, and I feel like that just obstructs all form. I don't know how to explain that. It's like a whirlwind of just piano. Um, Everything packed so tightly. Uh, it's like a blur pretty much because everything's registering so fast and everything's like bleeding into each other. Um, yeah, my I'm kind of like dumbfounded right now. Um, because I feel like we just got a lot of different interesting and complex emotions just through sound, and then for something like this at the end, and then to cut off so quickly too, kind of just leaves you in shock. Like I feel like if I went to see this performed and then I had never heard this before, and then I heard this at the end, I feel like I would sit there in shock for a little bit, just trying to like register and fully internalize what I just heard. Um, but what a very interesting way to end that. Um, yeah, I don't know if I really want to say more on how the end of this makes me feel. I feel like it was kind of a roller coaster, and that kind of I feel like a sense of like reward for sticking to it and hearing this at the end. But that was kind of intense, and a little. I think in terms of overall function from like a technical aspect, though, I think that is very uncompromising, um, for it to end in that fashion. I'd really like to know thoughts on this, like how people have perceived the finale of this piece, um, just over time, and especially now. Like how do you guys usually regard this portion? Um, yeah, overall, I really liked it. Definitely made me feel a lot of things, which I think all good music should. So, yeah, I liked it. I'll definitely listen to this again. Pretty like easier for me to understand. I feel like a lot of the emotions shine through pretty well. Definitely probably want to check out some other people that have performed this as well, and maybe see like some live performances of hers. I don't know how well regarded she is. I assume uh pretty well, but I'm not entirely sure. Um, yeah, leave some comments for me about this piece if you guys have any information on it, because I will definitely make sure to read through them. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Very glad that the power is still good right now. So I'll try to get this one up ASAP. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Peace.